hey, talk about the Rams, man. I have huge respect for them, man. Sean McVay, Chris Shula, that defense. Talk about what do you see with that game? What went wrong for the Seahawks, and what went right for the Rams, in your opinion?
Yeah, definitely. Well, first, before I get into it, yeah, obviously, as a Seahawks fan, I've got a lot of respect for the Rams. I think they're a great organization. I think they're one of the best drafting organizations in the league. They do a great job of finding value late in the draft and finding good players, hidden gems late in the draft, and it shows. Not to mention, they have Atlanta's first round pick this year. They're probably going to be picking top 10 on top of where they're at right now, which is scary to think about. Of course, you think at some point it's going to end, but when you're picking top 10, they're going to be able to get another difference makers. So that's definitely tough while competing for a Super Bowl. So kudos to the Rams and their processes. But yeah, this game, Seattle, LA, is definitely a hyped up game. Battle for the NFC West, first place. And maybe it wasn't as fireworks as people had wanted, but it definitely was a highly physical and competitive football game. And the Rams obviously won the game 21-19, but it was, people, when you watch that game, it looked like the Rams were they came out swinging, right? They came out swinging and it was like, oh boy, here we go. We might get humbled. We might get humbled today.
Aggressive too on fourth downs. Aggressive.
Yes, very. And it was a tough, hard fought game, and the Rams jumped on us. Sam Darnold had a rough game. First time we've seen it this year, and it was tough. I'm not jumping ship on Sam Darnold. I don't think anybody should, and I understand that the Rams have given Sam Darnold a lot of problems, in the past 2 seasons, and that's kind of a talking point right now. But the way I see it, right, and maybe this is glass half full, but I mean, the Seahawks got hit with a tsunami right away. 4 turnovers. Rams jumped on them, and they stayed the course and had a chance to win the game in the end. I mean, you know what? If the Seahawks would have won that game, it's an entirely different talking point. I mean, and they had the chance. And I'm not going to blame Jason Myers, but I mean, think about it. The punt at the end, if that's a touchback, I think Seattle is 8-2. That's
that's true.
That's a 25 or that's a 20-yard difference, 25-yard difference, right? Like they get those yards back. We're looking at a 41-yard field goal for the win. I mean, there's no guarantees. Jason Myers makes it regardless. The Seahawks lost. There's no guarantees. Obviously, special teams matters, and they got the edge right there. But the Rams played a tough game and they won, and to say that they had a perfect game would be a lie. I mean, outside of that first quarter, their offense really hit a wall. They didn't, I believe I saw the stat correctly. After the first quarter, the Rams did not have a drive longer than 5 plays.
That's crazy.
And which is absurd to think about. I mean, and it just tells you how good Seattle's defense is. And I've been hearing some Rams talk shows and stuff saying the same thing. Like Seattle is the best opponent that we have played all year. Like without a doubt, that defense is ridiculous and very good. So where did Seattle go wrong? They lost the turnover battle. Simple as that. They outgained them. They outrushed them. They outreceived them.
Yeah.
They had 4 red zone trips and only 1 ended in a touchdown. They threw 4 picks in their own territory, which set up the Rams with great field position every time, and the Rams capitalized. And there was a lot that went wrong for Seattle, and for them to have a chance to win the game in the end, I think is one of the most positive outcomes I could have ever seen in that type of loss. And obviously, the next game will probably be different in any type of way because, like I said, I don't think the Rams play particularly well as well, but. As a Seahawks fan, it's hard to not be, optimistic walking out of that believing that, they can clean some stuff up. They can still get healthy. I mean, they were missing some dudes. We still haven't seen Julian Love much this season. Jaron Reed's out. We got good news on Gray Zabel. Mm-hmm. Thank goodness. That would have been a catastrophe. And so I'm ready to see the next matchup in Seattle. I'm very, very, very excited. I think these are 2 great teams, and I, have a weird feeling we might be seeing a third matchup this year. These 2 teams look great. They look great, and I think we could see a third matchup this season and late in the playoffs. But overall, I thought Seattle competed. It wasn't perfect. It certainly wasn't pretty, but they competed and had a chance to win the game in the end. And that's all we can really ask for in a game like that, where they just did not play very well on offense.